Hello, this is Melanie Morrison with Sacred Shifts. I'm an angel card reader and a life coach and a psychic development teacher. I'm super excited to be on here today because I get to introduce one of my favorite friends. Her name is Kohava Howard, and she used to be my yoga teacher, and she's a huge mentor to me. Today, we're going to be talking about abundance and intuition, but really just feeling into practicing intuition on our own. So I think the big piece that I'd love to share personally about intuition is that I find that anytime I step into my inspiration and I really tap into my intuition, I can align with my divine guidance and my divine timing, and that means that I can be prepared. And so, as my professor used to tell me, he would say, luck is when preparedness and opportunity meets. And I think that that is definitely the spiritual formula for abundance. So I'm going to invite my beautiful friend Kohava Howard to come on in, and then we are going to draw 4 cards. So we're going to just take turns connecting with you, and I'll pull a card and reflect, and Kohava will do the same. So as you're on here, in order for us to see your comments, I'll need you to connect to StreamYard link. And then if you want to just connect with your own intuition and choose what card you're going to be pulling for yourself. So you just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just think of like what number really calls to you. And by doing that, you get to empower your own intuition. So we'll have card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. And I just really want you to tap into that and really be open to receive the message for you today. So welcome, Kohava.
Hello there. Hi, so great to seeing you. Great seeing you. So I'm Kohava, is a spiritual empath, visionary. My passion and mission is really empower spiritual women to overcome those limiting beliefs that's holding us back from moving forward and find purpose, thrive, flourish, and live and lead an holistic life with a lot of ease, especially now that we are um, experiencing so many challenges, so many challenges. And as you mentioned, seeing the abundance in everything and knowing that in order to attract that, we need to be at the flow. So
I love that so much. Yeah, just really connecting with your flow, and especially like with Mercury retrograde. I mean, just being able to say, okay, well, it's the boat is turning this way and that way, and kind of pivoting, and sometimes just sitting with what didn't occur and was supposed to occur, and just really trying to bounce back with all of those changes. I love that when you say
yeah,
flow.
and sitting with it and allowing the intuition in this very moment where it's taking us without controlling it, because when we're controlling it and it doesn't go the way we want, it's a blockage. So we're allowing this flow and go with the flow and allowing it to form by itself, especially again in Mercury retrograde, that so many things are going not the way we wanted.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend about Mercury retrograde, and I was like, oh my gosh, but this whole year feels like it's been in Mercury retrograde.
I know.
I guess we've had lots of practice.
Oh my gosh, so much. I know. It's so much to practice and letting that go and flow. Totally hearing you
Let
on
it
that.
go and flow. I love that. Let it go and flow.
Yes.
That's beautiful magic.
Letting go. Yeah, yeah. Letting go and flow.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and check and see that our comments are getting on our stream. I know I'm streaming in a couple different places.
Oh.
So I just want to encourage, if you're on and you would love to comment, we would love to hear from you. I mean, it's social media. Let's be social. Let's connect. We're excited to connect with you. So go ahead and tap onto that StreamYard link. It's go ahead and show that again. That is the that is the StreamYard Facebook link, so that way we can see your comments. But I'll pop in the groups. Oh, we have a heart. Hello. And so when they comment and we can't see it, sometimes it comes up as Facebook user, but we would love to see you. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in here and see who we have commenting in our group, so that we can say hello. Thank you for your patience. And I'm going to go ahead and pull myself off while I do that. And then I'm going to allow you to tap in. And if you wouldn't mind giving us the honor of pulling the first card. So whoever is really tapping into that card number 1, Kohava Howard is going to pull that one for you. Beautiful, intuitive, with lots of insight.
Thank you. I'm so honored, first of all, to say that this journey that we had together for so long now, it's been 10 years that we are.
It's longer, I think.
I think longer.
Yeah.
And a wonderful intertwine that we are coming together and go and back and seeing how we're evolving and unfolding with our journey. So it's such a pleasure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sharing this journey with you.
Yeah, so for those of the people that don't know, like when I met Kohava, I was really just starting to be open about my spirituality and kind of coming out of that closet and really stepping into that place of blossoming. And so a lot has changed, and it's been so beautiful to connect with Kohava. She's been such a mentor for me so many years. But yeah, it's been a long time of beautiful sisterhood and connection, and I appreciate you saying that. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself now.
Go ahead. All right. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and really bring our intention to the cards. How can we embrace this moment and allow abundance of flow to come through? Always breathe in and out and letting go. All right. First card. So it's all about clinging to the past. How can we allow the past to be as a scar of a reminder and not as an open wound? So how can we leave the past in the past and really not really forget about the past? We're learning about the lessons that we get from the past, and how to allow ourselves to put it in a beautiful box. And some people doing some rituals, putting it in a beautiful box and sending it into the river. Writing and rewriting the stories of everybody in our life, or you can have a ritual writing it and burning it, but with love and compassion, not with anger. So what are you clinging into the past that you're ready to really release and let go? We have a lot of things that we cling into the past, like limiting beliefs that's holding us back. Limiting beliefs, it's a big thing. How of not feeling good enough, not feeling that we are capable enough, smart enough, that we are not everything to do with abundance as well, when it comes to that we are never can do like someone else. So how to tap into our self and seeing abundance from within and seeing our strength that we can move forward without any hesitation.
I love that. So can I see the card again?
Clinging to the past. So
Oh.
this guy, a woman, holding a box full of past that weigh you down, right? You're holding the past, it's weigh
Mm,
you down, or it's a collar around your neck that is really anchoring you to the past. So how to let go of this box, literally put it
mm,
down and
yeah,
allow it to just go. Learn the lessons that the past giving us, but also learning to let it go.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
that so much. So many life lessons in that. I mean, I can't really add to that because I think you did it so beautifully. So I just wanted to say hello to Barbara. Barbara, hello.
Mhm.
And it looks like we have Mindy Lipton on here. Um, oh, and that Barbara, that card was for you. So that's card number 1. So we'd love to hear from you and just how that resonates. And it's so awesome to be able to connect here. I'm loving this stuff here. Good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and pull card number 2, and it looks like Mindy is also there. So I have a hard time limiting myself.
Mhm.
So I sometimes pull like 2 for 1. So because I really like, sometimes I'll pull a simple card, and then I'll also pull like something that takes it a step further. So I'm kind of feeling
Mhm.
that right now. So for card number 2, and you'll have to help me keep track because I feel like I always lose track of it. So Mindy, this one is for you, and whoever else chose card number 2. So I'm just feeling into that. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting. So you were saying like let go of the past, and this really piggybacks on that. So
It,
past lives.
wow.
Isn't that wild?
Totally wild.
This is from Belinda Grace has a beautiful deck that she created, and I love her deck because you know why? Because it has so much like it's so simple with
Mhm.
they're larger cards so you can really look at it. So just
Mhm.
looking into like what I suggest, and just since we're really talking about strengthening our intuition so we can tap into our abundance, when I'm working with someone that's just reading cards, what I will say is take a look at the card and you intuit your message. Now, I'll add my insight, but I feel like sometimes we can get little tidbits, or, my clients can get little tidbits from themselves, from them
Mhm.
into it. So I might say, now, what picture really catches your attention? What color really calls you in? What feeling do you really have when you see this? And so when I look at it, I kind of see the full moon, giving that sense that something has come to a completion. I also like how she's looking down onto the grassy area, and it's like you have this overview of,
Mhm.
I mean, so many times that when we're in the midst of something, there can be just so much pain around why this happened or why that happened. Um, and then in a moment, we can get this sort of epiphany. I found, I've been able to get sort of an epiphany where all of a sudden I'd spent my whole life kind of seeing from an angle of why did this happen to me? And then all of a sudden I get this sort of aha moment of, ah, that's why. That because I was able to somehow during that experience, I was able to accumulate like a depth within myself that I may not have been able to accumulate without that particular pain or experience.
Mhm.
And I was able to step into the fullness of who I am because I accumulated a tool of healing that I can then pass on to someone else. Now, at the time, we don't know. We're just like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? But when I see that card, I think of that. that overview of like, this is why, this is why, and then you really integrate it. I love how the cards went together.
I know it's again, it's
So as you know, just as, and I don't even think I have to pull a second card. I think that just did it right there. So for card number 2, I think, and an additional message is to sometimes I feel like, we might feel like, I remember one time, oh my gosh, I remember one time I called you, Kohava, and I said, Kohava, I don't understand. I already healed this. And I think I was crying even, right? And Kohava says,
wow.
Kohava says,
This is what's come after.
Kohava says, he's like, Melanie, it's like an onion. You just keep peeling. And so I think like that's the added message, is just that sometimes we can just be in a funk and not really even know why. And then we step into this like judgment area of like, why am I in a funk? Why can't I get out of this? And I think sometimes we can have something energetic from past trauma or past experience, and you don't have to believe in past lives even. It can just be that it's sitting there in our energy and we may not know why. And I think the important and the healing part of the process is just not to question why, just to let go of the why and just to feel into the pain and let it integrate and just give it that time and that space and hold it and be with it, instead of pushing it away and saying, oh, what are you doing? I already healed you. Get out of here.
But adding to this layer of healing, in somatic therapy, we're saying that we have the reptile brain that does everything automatically, right? It's like a record.
Mm-hmm.
And things coming up for us to heal in the right time. We can't heal everything, right? It's going to come in the right time when you're faced with shadows and when you're faced with lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you are ready to face this healing, right? And that's when you tap into the reptile brain and trying to retrain the old brain. So you're gonna work with and letting go of the shadow and the limiting beliefs that keep bringing you back to the healing moment. Right? And if you're not healing it from the reptile brain, from the old brain, and we can do that, we can retrain it, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. So in the Kabbalah, we're saying that it's a tikkun. Tikkun, it's a thing that's coming back to you in order to face it and in order to heal it. Right? And it's not, if you didn't heal it in this life, in this time, it's going to come back to you again in different situations.
Yeah. I've seen that so much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you say, I remember, it was always the times I feel like when I was supposed to be happy, right? I'm like, everything is going perfect in my life. Why am I dealing with this? And I remember talking to a good friend of mine, and she was like, oh, well, it's because you're not in survival mode anymore. Now you have time and energy. You're gonna go. And I feel like a lot of people are experiencing that, like during this time when we have all this time to go inward. And it's like, well, things aren't that bad. I have extra time with the family. What's wrong? Well, we have that time. We got off the hamster wheel for a while, and so now it's like, wow. Well, I mean, not all of us. Some of us are still on that hamster wheel, but when we
everybody is tapping into the cosmic, and everybody is tapping into this awakening, right? It's a big earthquake and shaking of the all universe and energy. So a lot of people don't know what to do with this energy. That's why it's the overwhelm and the unknown and the anger and drawn in depression and so forth. Some are willing to go with the awakening, see it, and work with it without the frustration.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is where we are right now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I weave in and out, where I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm
Yeah,
feeling
we are.
this. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what? Do I have this? So, but I want to just mention, so Mindy said,
Uh-huh.
were there words on the card? Mindy. So that, I think she had two. And yes. So for two, Mindy, it was past lives. That's for the words. And then she said,
Mhm.
she also says, I went through a year of my daughter-in-law and my son not speaking or allowing me to see my grandchild. Wow, that's hard. And she said, I finally met her last Sunday. It was fabulous. Oh, how much healing, Mindy. Oh my gosh, that's so, so magical that you had an opportunity to do that. I'm so, so glad to hear that. So I'm really happy that you connected here, Mindy. And I'm sending you big hugs and love around that one. So, and then I also wanted to acknowledge Barbara. Barbara said, I just finished my move back to Arizona. Talk about letting go of the past, right? So and those were like two cards back to back about letting go of the
Yeah,
past.
yeah.
Yeah, good for you, Barbara.
Letting go of the past, and you brought the past life that it's really that's coming up again and again to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Mark uh, says, don't carry stones in your bowl of light. I like it. Yeah.
I like that. That's great mindset.
Really good. So, okay, so we are card number 3, and that's you.
It's number 3 already?
That's it. Yeah.
2. No, you
I did
one,
two.
I
You did
one.
one.
Oh, we're
3.
doing 4 in total.
Yeah.
Okay. And as we were talking about, you saying crying. So this is the card number 2. So in order to release the past and work with the past, we need to melt the ice. We need to melt the walls that we build around us. We have to start feel the feelings. There are a lot of people hard time to cry and release. Sometimes we cry because it's like laughing. It's like it's part of life and it's a huge release, and only cry. And it's not really when we work with past, a lot of emotions can come, and we feel that we have to grieve something. We have to grieve and let go, and it's okay to grieve. And a lot, when traumas coming up to us, we really cry to the core, and we release this pain and grieve. But we're doing it with so much love and compassion and forgiveness, and we allow it to go. So allow yourself to feel the feelings without feeling too vulnerable, too weak, and melt those walls and coldness that you feel inside. So bring some warmth and compassion to yourself. Be gentle with who you are and with the feelings that's coming up now. And especially in the next few months, before the holidays, a lot of emotions coming. And now we are in the point when COVID hit, we are feeling so frustrated. We want some freedom. We want to feel going back to normal. So allow those feelings to come and go, and don't hold on to them. Really learning to let them go. Melt the ice with a cry.
Mm,
Good cry.
that's beautiful. I remember, so Kohava does Let Your Yoga Dance. And so for years, she always encouraged me, Melanie, get your teacher certificate. And finally, I went to go get my teacher certificate. And, I'd been, then doing my spiritual work and my practices and my meditations and my yoga. I felt really ready. I was all set to go. So I show up to like let your yoga dance for this training, and I'm not kidding you. I cried all 10 days. Like it was just 10 days of crying.
Yes.
And I at some point
Release.
I had to stop apologizing. So I said, okay, I can't apologize anymore for crying. And they said,
Exactly.
you know what? No, apologize for crying. And it was Jurian. She said, you know, in our practice, we believe that when you cry, that is the moment that you are most tuned in and connected to divine. And I thought, wow.
The energetic core. Yes.
Oh, so it's called the energetic core.
Yeah. You really hit the energetic core of whatever can come to the surface.
Yeah. So now I sound like, if I don't question it, if I cry, I cry.
Exactly.
I think of it like I'm taking a shower.
It's purifying. It's
It is.
purifying. Crying, it's purifying.
It is.
Purifying the soul.
Okay, so I think I'm really feeling this deck. And, you know, before I go on to do our card 4, so if you're just tuning in now, we're drawing 4 cards. So go ahead and tap into your intuition. Card 1, card 2, card 3, or card 4. And if you tapped into the different numbers, make sure you catch the replay. And if you're tuning in now and you want to tap into that card 4, feel free. And Kohava and I are going to reflect on that last card. So, yeah, but before I do that, Kohava, do you want to share with the audience in case that I get asked this a lot of times if I don't share the deck. Do you want to share your deck and kind of so that way?
My deck?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a Osho Zen tarot card, and I have this deck about 25 years. Osho Zen. So this is the deck, Osho Zen tarot card. So it's mostly working with your inner feelings and emotions, and of the here and now, and the limiting beliefs. So it's revealing what it is that's holding you back the most, and how to tap into your intuition and into your feminine intuition to work with the blockages that's holding you back.
I love those cards. And so Kohava does a Soulful Sunday in her group, and I love her work. So we'll make sure to get a link posted below because I her Soulful Sundays. I love them so much. She does them with Osho, and I really enjoy them. So I'm gonna pull on this one. See if I'm gonna do this right now. Okay, so I'm gonna pull from this deck. It's called Healing with the Fairies. And tell you a little bit, I already pulled while she was talking. I was like, oh, that's it. I didn't feel like I had to pull a different one. So it just felt really true to right now. So it says honoring your true feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Into it, you can see her beautiful placement there. She's kind of working on something, but there's the water behind, and some of it is rushing and some of it is just sitting, and so there's just a lot of emotion. And when I see water, I think of a lot of emotion, and so just really honoring it. So I think,
is it amazing? Another one, tapping into your feelings and emotion.
Yeah.
Honoring. Amazing.
So, I mean, I think there's just so much realness to that. You know, a lot of what I do, it's like tap into your full potential, vibe up, you know, it's talking about like being positive. But the reality is being positive doesn't mean that like every moment of the day you're experiencing bliss. Yeah. I mean, let's get real. We can't be positive without like truly honoring
Yeah.
all of the rainbow of emotions that we feel. So the ecky, the low, and we always seem to judge them. It's like if I'm heavy and I'm not feeling like hanging out or connecting, then I start to judge them. But if we just pull off the judgment and we just say, I honor how I feel right now. I'm not going to judge if I'm emotional or crying, or if I feel low, I'm just going to sit with it and honor it. And I think it's then that we can really, after we spend time with it, then we can have the opportunity to shift up to that higher vibe, but
Mm-hmm.
not without first taking that time. So another thing that comes to mind is when I see this card, I often think of, and just where it's like honor your true feelings,
Mm-hmm.
I always think of, I've always been really sensitive. So I used to get so much heck, growing up, and had a pretty harsh childhood. And so I was always like, oh, quit crying, quit crying. I was always getting in trouble for crying. But, some people, I think it's just in their nature to be compassionate and they're empathic. And I think we do have to honor that. So I know personally, I have to look at what things really I'm sensitive to. So I'm sensitive to smells. I'm sensitive to sounds. I'm sensitive to crowds, to noise. And instead of like throwing judgment around it, I can really just say, okay, well, I'm going to honor that. So I'm going to create boundaries around my life. That means like, there's a few boundaries in my home. Like my husband knows that the news is not going to be blasting first thing in the morning. My kids know that, if we're going to listen to music, it's going to be beautiful and uplifting. And so, yeah, I think that we can just honor that sometimes we're sensitive. And I think at that point, it becomes kind of a superpower. Then I can say, I've honored all of these sensitive parts of my life and I've created boundaries that create more peace and tranquility. And then I can use that same sensitivity to tap into my clients or my friends or my family for when they need me and share that empathic compassion and help them through their healing processes and truly
Mm-hmm.
hold space for them. But I think first I have to step into honoring those emotions.
Yes. Yeah. And
I
let
love
me
your
add about
question.
let me add about
Yes.
uh, the negative and positive, right? When we saying I can't be all positive and I can't be all negative, right? It's like the battery. In order to create energy, we need both the positive and the negative. But we have to find a balance. So when we were talking about feel the feelings, you feel the feelings, but try not to stay there in that negative motion, feeling a little bit of the victim, but learning how to channel it to be more positive and finding this balance from within. And as I mentioned, some people staying too much in the negativity, and that's what's dragging them down into depression and constant pain and hold on to the past. But if we allow to work with the emotions that's coming up, and that's the negative, and doing the inner work, journaling, you channel it to the positive. So it's going back and forth. Life, it's back and forth between positive and negative. I hope that makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense. I love that you added that because just it feels like so many different people might talk about like it's like almost like that you can only feel positive things.
Right.
And so I love that analogy of like having the negative and having the positive and having that balance. And especially like a time like this, there are going to be times where I'm going to really dive into the heaviness of all the change that's happening. I'm going to
Mhm.
I'm going to get low and I'm going to spend some time grieving like what all of these shifts and all these things that are changing,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to live there forever. I'm going to
Yes.
go down into those spaces and I'm going to feel into those emotions and then I'm going to come back up. So one little thing that I like to remind myself is like I do this like so it's like I have negative thoughts. I just don't let them drive.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't determine my whole like action and my purpose, and they're there. They just don't drive me.
Yeah, be in a driver's seat,
Yeah.
because when the shadow come and we allow this shadow to drive us instead of us driving our life. So when the shadows come up, we have to recognize it. We have to be aware of it. Hold it like a old friend who came to visit, and you say, "Shadow, thank you for coming and helping me in this moment. I can handle it from now." And you just calm the shadow down and you take over and being the driver's seat, but with a lot of and compassion to the shadow when emotions are coming. So not allowing it to drive us, we're gonna drive our life despite of the shadow, because shadows are here to protect us. That's our coping mechanism. So holding the shadow, thank you, I love you, I can handle it from here.
I love that. So sometimes it's just those visuals that you need so much to help you through the time. Well, I want to just breathe into that. Awesome. You
Yeah.
know what? Thank you so much for coming here today. There's just so much wisdom in everything that you say. And I'm glad that we could share. And I think that really tapping into abundance and prosperity, it
And
really
we're not gonna do the fourth one.
what's that?
We're
Oh,
not gonna do the fourth.
oh yeah. Oh geez, good thing you're here. I'm like, okay, see you later. I've had enough.
You say that you keep
No,
on
when I
trying.
go on, I do 3. That's why. But we have we had to even it up. Okay, so yeah. So
Yeah.
one more card. So please, if you tapped in late, go
After.
ahead and click on the link. Thank you, Kohava, for keeping me into this dimension.
Okay.
um and so if you've hopped in late, we're on card number 4. And I'm gonna go ahead and
And
pull.
I have it handy as well.
You have what?
I have the card 4 handy.
Oh, you do? Okay,
You
so
do?
we want to
And
both
you do?
pull 4? Okay.
Let's both of us take those cards out. Okay, one,
Okay, ready, set, go.
one, two.
What do you have? Flower
Flowering.
vacation.
Which one?
I have vacation.
Flowering. Okay, so after we are working on our past and letting go of the feeling the feelings, you go into a vacation and we are flowering. You are spreading your nectar and your positivity because you worked your inner work and you're ready to be like a lotus flower, just
Mm,
sharing your wisdom, your light, and healing the world.
mm, that's so
And
beautiful.
you have a vacation.
Yeah, so I want to add to the vacation. So, you think about when you go on vacation and kind of just see how beautiful this card is. So you think about like when you go on vacation, when you're home, you kind of just go about your daily life. You don't really think so much about like the pillows or the shower or the you're just there. You're just mundane, regular, everyday stuff. But there's something magic that happens when you go on vacation. Suddenly, everything is magical. Oh, look, the bed is so nice. Oh, look at this new smelly shampoo in this hotel. And then when you go outside, oh wow, look, suddenly you're noticing the trees and the air and the mist and the water. And you sort of step into this magical space.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I see the card vacation, it really reminds me that I don't have to go on vacation to really step out and connect with nature and notice the trees and the wind and the leaves and the breeze. I can really just feel the moment, and I just feel almost like that nature is wrapping its arms around me and just giving me so much love. And when I'm
Mhm.
healing, I feel like a lot of what we talked about today is healing. And so when I'm
Yes.
healing, where I'm moving through, integrating something that I've shifted, or I'm just, trying to grasp, my mind is trying to grasp all of these things going on around me. I think that is where the magic happens. So just for card number 4, that's
Mhm.
really just a reminder that what you might need right now is just a little mini vacation. And so that
Mhm.
do a salt bath, just take off your shoes if it's not too cold and put your feet on the ground, or step outside and breathe a few breaths of fresh air and really
Embracing.
take in all that loving feeling that is what it means to be a vacation. Step away from the chaos just for a moment. Allow yourself some peace.
Mhm.
Step away from the busyness and have to be here and have to do this, and just embrace the present moment. So
Yeah.
that's for 4, vacation, going, and I feel like that goes so well with blossoming because
Yeah.
that's when it happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you're embracing the moment, you're allowing yourself to be present, right? Envisioning yourself just be in the lotus flower, meditating and being so content and connected with yourself that whoever sees you, it sees whoosh, light radiant because of the inner work of the awakening and of the transformation that's happening. It's after the storm.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. So with that, now's the right time. I'm gonna, leave Kohava. You had mentioned, possibly, putting a gift below. Did you wanna
Mhm.
talk about that before we go?
Yes. So, as I mentioned, in order to really tap and tune in to our intuition and attract abundance and feel content with who we are, we need to love and accept ourselves fully without comparing, without losing power. So, in the bundle called Love Your True Self Toolkit, you will find tools on how to help you being empowered and connected with who you are so you can love your true and authentic self fully.
Awesome. Kohava, thank you so much for sharing that, and I look forward to meeting with you again. This was beautiful. You are amazing as always. Thank you for
You
showing up
too.
so
You too. Thank
authentically
you.
true. So with
Thank
that,
you.
I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you, Barbara, Mindy, and whoever else came on. We love to hear from you. We love to hear your feedback. Um, and we just love to connect. So I will be on next on a Mindful Monday, and then I come on again for Wise Wednesdays. Until then, shine on. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye bye.
Bye.